Hey guys, it's me. This is like really crazy, but I understand. And I'm kind of on, you know, like Abby's side, but these are really good comments. These are really good opinions, and I want you to hear them if you haven't already.
Sabina is sitting on here on this app saying, when has my sister ever talked about relationships? When has
She
my sister
always
ever talked
does.
about love? Ma'am, I found at least 20,000 TikTok edits of your sister. The only thing she cares about is boys. She only cares about boys.
With money.
Boys and money. Like,
Yeah.
let's use our brains here. Okay? Another thing is that you're so quick to antagonize, and you're so quick to like use this one point to antagonize Abby about the Middle Eastern accent thing. Queen, I am Egyptian, okay? Both of my parents are immigrants. My father has a very strong accent. Who gets offended over that? It means you know in other languages. You're bilingual at the very least. Why are you bringing that up against Abby to antagonize her instead of all the other things that she talked about? You and your sister, this is directed to Sabina and the Wizard Liz, you guys are so embarrassing. Genuinely, you guys are so fucking embarrassing because you just keep missing the point. You keep missing the point. And by the way, this international land and hate train is because your sister started it by posting online. True. She made it the internet's business.
Yeah.
Stop blaming Abby. Okay? And she also had receipts for everything. Landon didn't. But yet, your sister still chose his side. Okay, I'm done. Wizard Liz's sister came out with a video yesterday that Landon and Abby are now going to court over the allegations that Abby has made against Landon, and may the best liar win. This is exactly the words that she used in this video. Now imagine if we had treated Liz with the same standards that these sisters are treating Abby. It means that we wouldn't have immediately believed Liz, and we would have required proof, and we would have needed Landon's full side of the story, and we would have said, you know what, you worked that out, that is not our problem. We did not do that. We immediately jumped to Liz's defense, and she had the entire internet on her side, okay? I don't think people realize how privileged Liz is as a victim compared to Abby. Abby has no one. I am so disappointed at the way that this is unraveling, and it has set us as women back years.
Yep.
The fact that the conversation is no longer on Landon anymore, but against Liz and Abby is exactly what Landon wants. He has successfully pitted these two women against each other. He has successfully manipulated Liz into believing that Abby is the crazy ex-girlfriend. If you hate...
Yeah, that's what narcissists do. They want you to fight over them. So that's dumb because he's in his feminine energy right now. It's usually two guys fighting over a woman, but that's very rare. It's usually two women. I mean, she hit the nail on. I really like this blonde girl. She knows her shit.
Abby, but you support Liz, you are not someone who cares about women, and you are picking and choosing who to give your empathy towards, which means you are not an empathetic person. And for everyone saying that Abby picked the wrong time to share her story needs to understand that there is no right time for a victim to speak up, especially since
Exactly.
Landon jumped from stalking Abby to being with Liz within the span of a month. So were you expecting Abby to come forward during the honeymoon phase of Landon and Liz and share her side of the story then? She would have been absolutely crucified. This poor woman not only felt silence, but she had to watch online as her abusive ex-boyfriend gallivanted off with another woman and was perceived by the internet as like a superhero, a savior, a really great person. I'm understanding now that most of Liz's following is under 25, and you will understand one day, I hope you never do, but you may understand one day what it's like to be in Abby's position, and then only then will you realize that there is no such thing as a crazy ex-girlfriend. There is no such thing as a perfect victim. If someone lashes out and becomes crazy, it's because they were put in an environment that caused them to do so. There are just very few women in this world that are just actually truly crazy without having gone through something that made them that way.
Wizard Liz is not defending Landon. She is defending her choice in Landon.
Yep.
I'm going to say that again. Wizard Liz is not defending Landon. She's defending her choice in being with Landon. Okay? What we're witnessing at this point with Miss Wizard Liz is an ego death.
I like what she said about, you know, the crazy ex-girlfriend. At first I was like, you have to like have some discernment. Like this could be like orchestrated, but the way that Liz's behavior towards her is like very, it's like what the narcissist chooses the one that protects them. Because the narcissist never wants to take accountability for shit. Even if they get caught. Even if they get caught. So, you know, he chose well and she chose well. Let the chaos begin. And, you know, Liz is acting like she's, you know, somebody with like privilege. But now everyone's like looking at Liz and looking through her content, running through her videos and saying, no, this is crazy. And then having her sister get on to defend her when Liz can't get on because she's pregnant. You know, she really does in another, if it just doesn't get resolved in a couple more days, like, and she doesn't make an appearance, like, she's definitely going to get canceled. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's definitely going to get canceled for sure. Especially over this. So, yeah. I like what she said about, you know, when somebody's being called crazy, it's because somebody's was put in an environment to feel like they were crazy. That's insane. I mean, that's, you know, kind of reminds me like what my thing was, but I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Just know that that shit happens. You know, it's better to get out of something like that. Very toxic. Toxic. All right, guys, that's it.